What's scarier than a shark in the sea? A shark in the graveyard, which actually may not be scarier because most people don't go into graveyards. But anyways, Graveyard Shark. What can be said about this movie? It's about a shark. It reminds me of those sharks from that old cartoon with sharks in the leather jackets and they were fighting crime. I think it was called Street Sharks. But someone can correct me on that. If you're old and you remember that cartoon like I do. So this movie starts out with people fucking around in the graveyard and then get eaten by a shark. And then we meet our hero, a cryptozoologist, which might be the most useless degree ever. Who's getting recruited by a psychologist who runs meetings for survivors of the graveyard shark. So she can investigate the graveyard shark. She goes to one of these meetings, and then the psychologist takes her to the graveyard, where the psychologist gets eaten. And the sheriff says it was a bear attack. Because bears all the time just rip random guts out and bites the neck without eating anything. Because that's what bears do. Especially cocaine bears. So then we see a shower scene. And more nudity. There's lots of nudity in this movie. Lots of nudity. So if you like nudity, you'll like this movie. And it's not all fat chicks like Things 5. So then we find the origins of the graveyard shark from Captain Isaac, who wants everybody to stay out of the graveyard. Find out he fucked a mermaid. So if you ever want to find out how mermaid-human sex works, you'll find that out in this movie. And it is as disgusting as you thought it would be. And the mermaid had the graveyard shark, which then Captain Isaac killed the mermaid and tried to bury the graveyard shark. But it came back. That's everything you try to bury in a graveyard does. Zombies, ghosts, human heads, Hitler, all those things always come back. So then our friend gets stoned and decides to kill the graveyard shark with two of the people from the group and a guy who really likes ice cream. What does liking ice cream have to do with killing the graveyard shark? I don't know. Maybe it helps. Maybe the graveyard shark is afraid of ice cream. So we see the epic battle. And by epic battle, we see the one lady get killed. And we see Greg, who is helping our hero, get his gut slit open. And we see a woman have sex with the graveyard shark. Which, by the way, I've got a problem with sex in movies. They're always like, bring that manhood over here. And then it lasts like 2 minutes. And their women are all impressed. I'm not impressed if sex lasts 2 minutes. I mean, I've got a small dick and I can last longer than 2 minutes. Women should be impressed by guys who last longer than 2 minutes. That's my mini rant for the day. Finally, we find out the sheriff raised the graveyard shark. And the graveyard shark then kills the sheriff. Then kills his real daddy. Then our hero, Abby, goes toe-to-toe with the graveyard shark as a distraction to let the rest of the heroes get away. And she almost dies, but Greg, the guy who's helping her, turns into a werewolf and saves her. That's what Abby kills the graveyard shark with his daddy's weapon. And Abby then realizes Greg's a werewolf. So that sets it up for future movies where Abby and the werewolf get a talking dog and a girl with glasses and a van and go around finding cryptids, finding cryptids with cryptocurrency. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm half asleep, people. This is a good movie. You get to see people have sex with a mermaid. You get to see them have sex with a Sasquatch. You get to see them have sex with something else. And then you've got another sex scene between two cops. And you get to see all this nudity in it. So this is a good movie. And there's lots of death, lots of bloody death. And it's funny at times. And the best character, of course, is Captain Isaac, the Graveyard Shark's father. So I highly recommend this movie. It's on Tubi. It's also on something called B-Stream, which I'm not paying for at this time. So go watch Graveyard Shark. Now stay tuned for a word from our sponsor. Scurvy has become quite a problem among today's youth. And a good way to fight off scurvy is with an orange. Just peel it. I may be able to get this peeled. Just peel it. Yeah, this is going to take longer than I thought. And eat it. And there's nothing better for fighting off scurvy than an orange. So fight off scurvy today.